family, how you guys doing? Welcome to Phie.Love Intuitive Conversations. I hope you guys are good. Yeah. If you like my content, please do like, share, and subscribe. And if there's any negativity, if there's any hate, please do keep that on your side of the street, okay? Won't be acknowledged. So, family, in this video, I'm being guided by Spirit to tap back into the topic around energy and conscience transfer. Okay. Now, a couple of years ago, a few years ago, I, at the beginning of the channel, I did a video that touched around some of the issues on energy and conscience transfer, just in a little bit of a different perspective to what we're actually going to be talking about today. Okay, so if you're interested, I will also, as a support, link that video in the description box and into the comment section below. Okay, if you want to look into it. So in this video, we're tackling the topic of energy and conscience transferal from the perspective of okay, if you're somebody at the moment who is experiencing a lot of doubt, going through waves of doubt, fear, worry, also feelings of how to say, feelings of not feeling good enough, feelings of feeling deficient, right? In its different forms that you could experience those things on the inside, whether you're self-aware about it or not. If you take some time to think about it and you recognize that, I've been feeling more doubt than usual. I've been feeling worried. Things have been making me feel, I've been feeling more worried about things than what I normally would. Fear's been kind of, taking me over more than usual. Or I've been more on edge about things. My thoughts haven't really been very focused, aligned, and clear to what maybe they normally would be. My energy levels are off. My thoughts, my thoughts, maybe a week ago, I was feeling pretty good about myself and where I was going in my life. And suddenly this week, I've been feeling off. I've been feeling low. My morale has been low. I haven't been feeling motivated. I've been, feeling very cynical, pessimistic, negative. My thoughts are feeling like my thoughts seem like they're a little more negative than what I'd like them to be. All of these things that you recognize about yourself and your own state of being when you're paying attention to what's happening in your inner world, right? When you're paying attention to where you are, feeling a bit more balanced at this time, and then at another time feeling a little more imbalanced. And if we're not paying attention or self-aware enough to also include the spiritual aspect, the energetic aspect, and the aspect of how it matters who we have existing within, who we have existing and corded to us, right, in our orbit of energy. If we don't pay attention to those things, we tend to explain them away and react to them and deal with them in the more surface level way of dealing with them, when really there are spiritual, energetic issues that might actually be at play that we're not taught about generally. Okay, things like I said, things like this that they should be teaching us about as children in school, right? We're not taught about them because, again, if we understand these things and how these factors, that make up our reality, that are present in our reality, that we've been programmed to isolate, to things that the system has created within the space and industries of psychology and all that, right? Always looking for an opinion or someone else's conclusion or reasoning on the outside of us in the physical world as to why certain things are happening to us, looking for a diagnosis, looking for this and that, when really the answer might just be with us learning to include in our perspective the other realities of our life that are playing a role every single moment at the same time that our physical world that we're engulfed in is playing out on the outside, right? Now, if some of these things are things that you're going through, maybe you're feeling a bit more anxious, maybe you're irritable, maybe your thoughts are just feeling a little unusually chaotic, maybe you find yourself attacking yourself in your head, more than usual. A lot of us are our worst critics, right? But sometimes it's a little more than it's a little more than usual. It's a little more than that puts us into into an unsettled place. Then we'd like to be in and feel like we have, authority and control over, right? Some of these things, when Spirit wants, well, if you've been guided to this video, Spirit would like you to consider, okay, just consider, okay, that maybe these are things that are happening inside of you because of people you have existing in your orbit. Who you have around you matters. Who you have quartered to your energy matters. Whoever's conscience, whoever's energy, whoever it is that's connected to you, that is able to mesh with your consciousness, able to mesh with your energy, matters because it influences you. They project onto you, they take energy from you, they influence you. Maybe you are going through these imbalances within yourself because either you are meshing with the energy of somebody who is going through these things within themselves, and because, we're not taught about energetic boundaries and energetic hygiene, right? And your own energetic authority, you assume the energy of the people that you're mixing with. Okay. It's why I'm an advocate for it. I speak on it, and I speak on it, right? You have to have authority of your own energy. You have to prioritize and not take for granted what it means to have clean energy. Don't take for granted what it means to know what is happening within your energy. Don't take for granted your ability to pick and choose who you do and don't have in your life and your energy. Who is and isn't influencing you, your energy and your consciousness and your space. Now, in the past video I did a long time ago, which I'll tag and add to the description box here below, in that video I spoke about the energy and consciousness transfer when you're sharing space with people, right? And also, when you get onto the phone with certain people, paying attention to how just, getting into a conversation with somebody can immediately automatically affect your energy, can automatically affect the way you're thinking about yourself, the thoughts you have of yourself. Not knowing the difference between your own energy and the next person's energy means that your boundaries are down, your barriers are down. You don't know where your energy starts and where the next person, where your energy starts and ends and where the next person's begins, right? It's just meshed in like this. So if that person is feeling insecure, you take that one and suddenly you're feeling insecure. You think it's your own energy. You think it's your own thoughts. You think it's your own feelings. But it's the other person who's meshing with your energy and your consciousness and your space, right? If you're suddenly feeling doubtful, let's have a few examples. Maybe you're somebody who's generally, focused, somebody who's disciplined, somebody who, how to say, you have your own ways about you. You have your belief systems. You've grown into yourself and your way of life and being to a certain degree, right? You move into a new space where there are new people coming into your energy. Suddenly, you are spending more time with people who are different, who might have a denser energy, who might be plagued with all kinds of issues and problems. You might have to now share your space with these people. Share your space with people whose energy and consciousness is also now transferring onto you. If you spend enough time around these people, you're going to start taking on, if you're not very solidified in your own energy and your own convictions and your own beliefs and, properly grown into yourself and understand you're grounded about who you are and where you stand, and you know your energy, if you haven't reached that point yet, the energy of others that is a bit more dense, that is a bit more imposing, that is a bit more draining, that is a bit more needy, that has a tendency to attach, right? The energy of others can start to take you over. Okay? Now, when that happens, you find yourself taking on other people's anxiety. You find yourself taking on other people's worries. You find yourself suddenly, not feeling as confident. Suddenly you've got things like brain fog. Your creativity has suddenly started diminishing. Your thought space has started becoming darker. The way you're reasoning has started changing and started being influenced by the things and the people on the outside, the things you're worrying about. You're worrying about things that aren't normal for you to be worrying about. Suddenly you're more stressed about the material things in life. Suddenly you're more stressed about relationships. Suddenly you're becoming more sexual in the way that you're thinking. Suddenly you're compromising your values and your morals, moving into habits and things, things that you start compromising your right and wrong, your ideas of what you know, your beliefs and what you know is good for you and what isn't good for you. These things can start happening if even headaches, physical manifestations and ailments and sicknesses, if these things are dense and heavy in the energy of other people, and you have no energetic boundaries up, and they've started meshing with your energy, they've started transferring their energy and their conscience, and they've caught it onto your energy, right? If you start engaging in that, it changes a lot for you. And it doesn't happen overnight. It happens over time. Things start dwindling. Your life force, everything, over time just starts diminishing. You start looking older. You're plagued with more stress than usual, but you don't know why. Things haven't really, in your physical world, changed in your life. But you're feeling more stressed about the things in your life. And there isn't maybe a reason for you to be feeling more stressed and anxious and, fearful and worried and all these kinds of things. But you're actually now, you've started meshing with and taking on the energy of other people. So Spirit wants you to really take some time to audit and consider if these are things that are happening within you. If you find yourself dealing with doubt, anxiety, worry, fear, all kinds of things, obsessive thinking, inability to make decisions, brain fog, your creativity has stagnated. Take some time to sit down and ask yourself, who do I have in my orbit of energy? Who do I maybe need to cut cords with? Who's draining me? Who's distracting me? Who do I need to be more strict with about, with regards to who I engage with and who I allow to be attached to and quarter to my energy? Whose energy could be influencing my life? Who makes me their emotional dumping bag? Who has an envious and jealous mind and heart towards me? Who my energy? This is another thing we don't even realize. You yourself could be feeling like you're not deserving of things, not realizing that you have the people in your energy who are envious and who are jealous, projecting that consciousness and energy onto you, having you unconsciously thinking that it's your own energy, it's your own conscience, it's your own thoughts, it's your own feelings. Now you're here manifesting in your life with a mind and an energy and a consciousness that's saying, I'm not deserving, or trying to manifest in your life. Things are falling through. Your perspective is limited. Because you also have people in your energy who are living out of limited minds, unhealed, people in pain, people who are stressed, worried. Always worrying about money and the material and this and that. People who are lazy, people who are stagnant, people who feel like their lives aren't going anywhere. People who look at you, and even if your life might not be as, in your mind, and in your experience, you might not, interpret and see your life as the most abundant or as the most happiest, and you're still trying to work towards places and things. Someone else on the outside who is in your orbit might be in a lack mindset and projecting that shit onto you. They see your life differently because people are programmed to only live and judge according to what they experience in the physical world. They don't have any self-control or awareness of what's going on in their inside world. And no one is aligned with the right guidance to be confident, to look at themselves and face themselves and investigate these areas within themselves that have them in these places and mindsets. For most, it's a normal place to be. And if there's no one around and, within themselves, they don't want to acknowledge and accept that they exist in these places, it's not really going to be dealt with. No one wants to take accountability for themselves, right? You find yourself always saying sorry to people. You have people in your energy who are, who are projecting blame onto you, right? You have people in your energy who are who are in self-pity, who feel like victims, who might even feel like your victim. This is all the an energetic communication that's happening. But because no one is taught about the energetic world. No one is taught about energetic and conscience transfer. No one is taught about what it is that you're actually subjecting yourself to and taking on when you're sharing a space with somebody else. No one is telling you and teaching you to, put higher value on monitoring and being in control consciously about who you have in your orbit and who as well the people you have in your orbit are attached to, because whatever they're attached to, whatever they have in their orbit is influencing them, bridging over that shit to you. Okay? Again, it's another thing the system understands. It contributes to all the stress. It contributes to your aging. It contributes to your to the mental dis-ease that people go through. I'm not even going to say illness because you're not sick. You just have to make a few adjustments. But they want you to believe, right? If many out there start awakening to the fact that they're not mentally ill, they just have a bit of energetic clearing to do. And these diagnoses and things that some of them, put on themselves, and then they put the labels onto themselves, and then they start manifesting those issues, solidifying those issues within to themselves and their experience, and they start living out whatever they've been told the symptoms are of certain things, when really all you maybe needed to do was spend some time sitting with yourself and analyzing and being strict with yourself and decisive with yourself and honest with yourself about who and what it is you have existing in your energetic orbit. Who is corded to you? Who is taking from you? Who is influencing you? Who's draining you? Whose consciousness is a part of yours? Take some time to spend some time away from people. Be self-aware. Think about how you're feeling the moment you get onto the phone line with somebody. The moment someone says hello, the moment you start speaking, they start speaking. Do you suddenly feel like, more insecure? Do you suddenly feel like you're not good enough? Do you suddenly feel like there's an air of competition that's showed up in your energy when you didn't feel all of that until you got into the phone with somebody? Until somebody came into your space, until a message came through. That's a sign enough for you. If you value yourself and your energy and your energetic cleanliness enough, that's a sign for you to be decisive and move that person out of your energy. It is not your responsibility to heal or fix somebody else, okay? But your own energetic hygiene and vibration, and your mind and your thoughts and your reasoning and your ability to hear your own higher guidance, all of that is your responsibility to keep in as tip-top of shape as you can, okay? Who are you having sex with? Those sexual cords, you don't, there's a reason the system also so intensely, and I've spoken about it before, they so intensely drill this sexual energy, sexual way of thinking and being and programming into people, because the energetic and consciousness cords that that you create with other people through sexual relations are a motherfucker. Okay, and those are also things you need to engage in once you become aware and you decide to take accountability and responsibility for yourself and your energy and your own state of being and your inner self. Those are things you'll also then start working on, clearing out. Pray and ask for help from your pray and ask for help from the higher realms to help you clear out those cords, help you cut those energetic cords. And you don't have to only isolate those prayers and those asks for assistance from the higher realms and God, the Most High, whatever the higher energy is that you believe in. It's not just isolated to sexual cords. Any energetic cords, you can ask for assistance to clear those out. But you also need to participate and assist in solidifying the energy of the breakage, of the severing of the ties, right? By being strict and keeping that person, that energy out and allowing it to just, move out of your way and out of your space. Other people's energy and the conscience and consciousness and whatever it is that they bring into your life and that you mesh with has a really, really big influence on whatever is happening in your life, has a really, really big influence on your reasoning and your decision making without you even realizing it. Okay? So I think I've driven the point home. Okay. Another thing, simply having an admiration for somebody, okay, creates an energetic cord. Having an admiration for somebody drops your energy boundaries. And not knowing, we admire the things we see on the outside. We admire what we see, whether you want to be vocal about it or not. But admiring things in a certain way, I'm not saying don't admire. I'm not saying don't be inspired. I'm not saying don't look up to somebody. But pay attention to what's happening inside of you. You can admire without wanting to take on someone else's experience. In the energetic world, simply wanting to take on someone else's experience has you, number one, asking the universe to bring an experience into your life, dropping your energetic boundaries, right? Surrendering your boundaries, and not even realizing how opening up that energy cord by simply admiring somebody from the perspective of wanting their experience takes on and brings into your consciousness and your energy experience things that you didn't even know would come with it, right? Come with just a simple admiration. Things that would just come with, being jealous. It's normal. People feel jealousy. We all have at some point in our lives felt jealous, right? Over something. Even those things, you're putting an energetic request out into the universe for that to come into your life. But you have no idea whatever else is attached to it. So, again, just those things. Be self-aware of yourself. Pay attention to your thoughts. Pay attention to your feelings. Pay attention to your emotions. Also, if you start to close off, if you start feeling sometimes angry out of nowhere, more irritable, more reactive, right? You could be also sharing energy with somebody who is in a very dense place, existing in anger, existing in a lot of internal conflict and turmoil, arguing with people. Some people, you might see them looking completely calm in the physical world, but if you look into their energy, they're going through a lot. They're angry, they're fighting, they're cursing people, they're irritable. Everything just is off because they're very they're out of alignment, right? They're out of alignment, and they're not aware of themselves, and they're in a mindset of blaming the outside world. Now, if you become a target for that anger, a target for that blame, a target for whatever it is, that person could be projecting onto you their anger, their aggression, and you find yourself now embodying that energy, mixing with their consciousness. Your energy cords are connected, right? Now you start manifesting and displaying that type of behavior, that type of response to things, that type of reasoning. Okay, some people are just really angry. Many are just angry. Many are reactive. Many believe that they are entitled and victims at the same time. Okay, so all of these things can affect you. Pay more mind to your energetic cleanliness, and don't underestimate how energy and conscience transfer is affecting you every single day. Okay, it's up to you to be strict about the kinds of people that you allow in your space, in your life, and your energy connecting to you. And in another video in the past, I did touch on how the social media aspect to all of it, how that can also affect you and influence your life, and in turn also influence your family's life, right? But we'll get into that again from a different perspective in another video. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there for now, family. I hope this has resonated. I'm going to pull a card today from the Flower Therapy deck, okay, by Doreen Virtue, okay, and see what Spirit has to support our conversation, or give someone who's watching our video a nudge in a specific direction, okay? Let's see. Okay, may I please have one card, Spirit? Thank you. Patience, okay. And the flower is the begonia. See that? And the card says, your prayers have been heard and they are being answered. So when you ask the divine to participate and help you cut the cords with people, be patient, okay? It's not an overnight thing. It takes time. And you make the decision, you ask for the assistance, you put the intention out consciously, okay? And you need to mean it. And the process will start coming together in the energetic realm, and you'll see over time, even over a few days, how things might start changing for you, just in your general energy and your conscience space, and in your thinking. And once you've taken some time away from people and maybe they happen to come into your space again, pay attention to the difference in your inner world and your energy levels, okay? Call back your energy. Recognize also when people are actually draining you of your energy. Starting to look older, starting to look like just tired all the time and drained and not able to pick your energy levels and your vitality levels up. It could be the people, like I've said, that you're sharing and transferring and swapping and whatever it is that you're doing energetic in the energetic world with others. Okay, so yeah, don't take it for granted. Let's see what the book has to say for patience. Things will calm down a lot for you once you start cleansing out your energy and purifying and guarding the peace that starts coming within your general state of being, right? Especially for empaths. Why can't I find the page? Here we go. The book says, through this card, the angels are asking you to be patient. When you're calm, you're better able to hear the voices of God's loving messengers. They're with you and want to tell you that your prayers have been heard. Efforts are underway at this very moment to answer your prayers. Know that you've been heard. The angels ask you to wait just a little longer. Focus on the affirmation, everything happens in divine timing, and be reassured that all is as it's meant to be. This card may also mean that there are people testing your patience. If you felt interrupted or distracted by others, work with the begonia to set up boundaries. This healing flower helps you enforce rules so that everyone benefits. Boundaries, right? You have important work to do, and it's best if you're given the time and space to complete it. So, okay, well, additional meanings to this card. It's time to release frustration, anger, and irritation. You'll soon be calmer and more peaceful. Others are attracted to your beautiful energy. That is nice. So, another small tip. If you might not know who exactly it is in your energy, because remember, what you see in the physical world is not what it is. Nothing is as it seems, right? Everybody works. If you haven't started aligning yourself to your own energy, understand that whatever people are acting out of is the personality ego aspect, not their authentic self, right? So there's always something behind what you are seeing in the physical. What comes out in the physical with most people who haven't gone within yet is what's come through the filter of everything else, right? So if you decide to pray and include the divine in your energetic cleansing process and your boundary building process for your energy, ask them to also show you by bringing to your mind who it is you need to release. Generally, take it slow. Ask for one person at a time. And the first person that comes to your mind is who you need to deal with. Don't question it, okay? You know, just trust in what's being shown to you. The first person that comes to your mind, take some time to sit with it and then work on removing them out of your energy, because to some degree they are influencing you negatively, and the divine would like you to clear yourself, your conscience, your space, your energy, your thought, your field of that influence, that drainage, or even that attachment. Okay? Anyway, I hope it's resonated, family, and I will see you in the next video. Okay? Bye.